some more. My bad, y'all. Trying to get this right. Alright. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Hopefully that is a little bit better. Yeah, how y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Zone864TV. I am your host, Mr. Zone864 himself. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you come into the stream. Hit that like button for me one time. I know it's a little bit late. We on West Coast time. We are on West Coast time. Hit that like button for me, whether you're coming in the stream live or you're coming in the stream recorded. We are on West Coast time, Mountain Standard Time, 11:19 p.m. Going into the next day. We are back for the second night in a row. Surprisingly, you know, I don't really go live as often as I used to in the past. You know what I'm saying? I'm a busy man nowadays. Really, really busy. Really, really, really busy. Extremely busy. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna find Zone. You're not gonna find Zone on a panel for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours at a time, because I just don't got the time for it, man. I can't be chopping it up with dudes for 10 plus hours and not getting paid. I can't be chopping it up and not getting paid for it. You feel me? I gotta get paid for my time. I gotta get paid for my services. You feel me? Hit that subscribe button if you are not a subscriber. If it's in your heart. If it's in your heart, hit that subscribe button. If you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to. But if you want to, hit that subscribe button. And we got one of the OGs in the building, the Bell 5000. AKA the Bell 503 in the building, representing that Portland, Oregon, man. Representing that Portland, Oregon. Make sure y'all head over to the Bell 503 on YouTube and give that man a subscribe and watch the content. And if it's in your heart, give that man a like. Give that man a like on his content and give him a subscribe. And also, if it's in your heart, give him a share on your Facebook or your YouTube community section, because, you know, sharing is caring. You got it, I made night. Sharing is caring. You feel me? We got Daniel Brown in the house. We got Daniel. Yo, what? Hey, first of all, what is y'all doing up, man? It's past y'all bedtime. Y'all ain't supposed to be up, man. This is grown folks' time, man. Y'all are supposed to be in bed with the rest of the normies. Y'all up here, y'all up. Y'all up like y'all got something to be doing at this time. Knowing y'all supposed to be in bed. Oh man. Nah, man. Real talk though. This is when the party gets started though. You know what I'm saying? About 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's when the party gets started. You feel me? But this won't be a long live. This won't be a long live. As y'all can see, I'm on the 101 right now, going southbound. You know what I'm saying? We leaving up out of Scottsdale. Going to the other side of town. You know, going to wifey crib. You know, we live 2 nights in a row. And yo, so the title of the stream is 30 is not the new 20. And the reason that I want to talk about this topic, right, is let me see. Daniel Brown, what's going on? Okay. Yes, sir. Get that money, man. Get that paper. Yes, sir. Put that time in. Put that time in the grind. But I wanted to talk about this live because my channel, you know what I'm saying, I'm a no-nonsense kind of guy. And, you know, I'm pretty sure by now it's not a secret that, you know, when it comes to a lot of these YouTube channels and a lot of these content creators, like a lot of them, they just talk about BS. Like, I feel like it used to be at one point in time where people, where content creators, like, where they would do a fine job of, you know, giving you substance in their content and giving you bullshit. But nowadays it seems like a lot of content creators, they just give you bullshit. And, you know, like I said, I'm a no nonsense type of guy. You're not gonna find Zone on panels for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hours a day. It's not happening. I don't have that kind of time to give to YouTube, and I don't have that kind of time to give to anything that's not paying me. Because if I'm gonna do something like that, I need to be compensated for my time. Let's see, the Bell 5000 says, just got done washing my car and watering my grass. All right, okay. Absolutely. That's what men do. Men take care of shit. You feel me? But a lot of these content creators, what's funny, right, is that a lot of these content creators are in their 30s. It's kind of like a lot of us, we're like, all of us, a lot of the content creators that I watch, we're like literally like a year apart, two years apart, 3 years apart. Most of the content creators that I watch, most of us are in our 30s, right? And when I see a lot of these guys on these panels, you know, I think 2 things in my head. I'm like, well, damn, for all the struggling we be talking about black people be doing, we actually must not be struggling that bad for us to be on YouTube for 10 plus hours a day. You know what I mean? So I guess black folks are really not doing that bad. You know, secondly, in 20 years, in 10, let's bring that down. In 10, 15 years, I wonder what kind of shape are these guys going to be in financially in 10 years when I'm constantly seeing the same dudes on YouTube for 10 plus hours a day and they're not even really getting paid for it. Did you guys know that only 10% of YouTube channels have more than 10,000 subscribers? Only 10% of YouTube channels have 10,000 or more YouTube subscribers. So that means 90% of YouTube channels have less than 10,000 subscribers. Did you guys also know that I think it's roughly around the same percentage that only about 10% of YouTubers make more than $15,000 a year from their YouTube channel? Only about 10% of content creators that have YouTube channels make $15,000 or more via their YouTube channel. Which means that a lot of these content creators are not getting a return on their investment and they are severely underpaid. So, rather than spending that extra, let's say if you got a job, if you got a traditional job, right, you're already putting 8 hours plus in on your job, right, as your main source of income. Now we are living in a very volatile economic time where unless you are getting highly compensated through your 9-to-5 job, you are going to need a second source and a third source of income. If you are single and not in a relationship, you're going to need a second and third source of income. You tell me, how are these guys able to be on these YouTube panels for 8+ hours a day when a lot of these guys have children, a lot of these guys have significant others, a lot of these guys actually have wives, a lot of these guys have bills, they have mortgage payments, they have car notes, inflation is through the roof. Inflation is through the roof. I will use my own personal life as an example. Myself and my wife, we pay, and yes, I said my wife because, you know what I mean? I'm basically out the game at this point. Myself and my wife, wifey, you know what I'm saying, however y'all want to say it, right? We pay, get this now, we pay more than $3,000 a month in living expenses, in just rent. Did y'all hear what I said? Her and I pay more than $3,000 a month just on rent. Now, that's my rent and that's her rent because we don't live together. We live separate, right? And let me see what the Bell 5000 says. Some of these niggas still live with their mamas. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. They be live streaming from their mama's basement and stuff like that. Like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? And you see, your 30s is supposed to be your most productive time because, and you know, it's funny because as I was getting out the shower, I'm gonna be honest, guys, like most of you know, I'm 35 years of age, right? My 20s is a blur. You know what I'm saying? My 20s is a blur. The funny thing about me being in my 20s is I feel like in my 20s, everything came so easy. Everything came so easy in my 20s. I mean, I got to live my dream working in the music industry. I got my first house in my 20s. I traveled internationally in my 20s. You know, I had my first child in my 20s. But the funny thing is, now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, God damn, like everything. Like I'll give you guys a prime example. Like I just went back home to see my grandfather because he turned 100 years old, right? Do you guys know that if I didn't have an extra few $100s, I would, you know what I mean? Me and her would have been stuck because our flight got canceled twice. We didn't have one canceled flight. We had two canceled flights on the way coming back from the east to the west, right? And if you have less than $5,000 in your savings account or your checking account, you don't have any business traveling. You don't. So, you know what I mean? We had to go in our pockets and, you know what I'm saying? We had to handle that. We had to handle that. Now, the average person is not going to have $5,000 in their checking or savings account. And I know this because I read a report via CNBC a few months ago that says that the average American has less than $400 in their checking account and can't even cover an emergency of $400 or less should an emergency happen. This is the kind of horrible state economically that we are in as a country. And this is not just one group of people. This is black people, this is white people, this is Hispanic people, this is Asian people, this is us as a country. You know, so, you know, I'm not pocket watching or anything like that because I understand that a lot of guys, they might have their own business and stuff like that. So maybe, you know, some of these guys might have passive income. You know, some of these guys might be getting residual payments from investments. Some of these guys might have assets that they receive dividends from. You know, so, I mean, hey, maybe they just made smart financial decisions early in life. And, you know, maybe they just had the right guidance that allowed them or that allows them to do that now. And if that's the case, then kudos to them. Bravo for them. And what I think is that if that also is the case, I think that they should start their own YouTube channels. And I think that they should put other people on game to teach them and show them how they're able to spend 8, 9, 10 plus hours a day on YouTube. Because, you know, I can tell you right now, I don't believe in withholding information because I know that one day I'm going to leave here, and I know that these YouTube channels are very valuable. So this is why I only have 153 subs, because I'm not going to come on my channel with some bullshit. If it's not going to be beneficial, then I'd rather not say anything, and I'd rather live my own personal life and take care of my children. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come on my channel and I'm not going to spew a bunch of dumb rhetoric just for clicks and views. That's not what I'm about. What I'm about is putting information out there and creating a catalog of information for young men to apply, and men in general to apply and put into action in their lives. You see? That's what I'm about. I'm not about that nonsense of talking about the same stupid subjects for 10 and 13 hours a day. That's not me. And if you're getting paid to do that, from that, look, kudos to you. You work in the game. You know what I mean? Don't hate the player, hate the game. But for the rest of the guys, for the rest of you guys that are just, he and ha and on these panels all day for 10, 11, 12 hours a day, y'all are going to regret it. You're going to regret it because we are not we are not in sustainable economic times because jobs are being taken away faster than they're being created via AI, via jobs going overseas, via jobs downsizing, and just eliminating positions altogether. So they're like I just told you guys, my wife and I, we pay over $3,000 worth of just rent, her and I together. Now, obviously, because I live in Scottsdale, my rent is significantly more than hers. But if we combine that, we're paying a little over $3,000 worth of rent. And to be honest, that first of all, that's ridiculous. And one thing about me is that I understand numbers, and and I understand stocks, I understand investments. And what I can tell you guys is that they say that you should never go 50-50 with a female. You're right. But when I think back on my own personal life, right? My mom paid bills just like my dad did. My mom paid bills just like my stepdad did, which I don't even call that man my stepdad. I call him my other dad because he deserves that title. But I'm just saying stepdad just for the conversation. My stepmother, which is my other mother, my mother number 2, she doesn't pay bills now because my dad put in the work, and he's put in the work for her to be able to take care of my brother and my sister, so she doesn't pay any bills. But before he had it like that, she was working full time and she was paying bills. And a lot of you guys need to get out of this mindset of, oh, I'm gonna pay everything. Like, that is ridiculous. Your fathers had it right. And a working woman is gonna keep a woman grounded. You don't want a woman that's gonna be sitting around the house all day looking for something to give you hell about when you come back in the house. I told my wife, I said, look, I don't care if if I'm a millionaire. You're still gonna be working. I'm still gonna find something for you to do, because I'm not gonna have you being unproductive. Your work is you earning your keep in this world. Your work is showing is how you bring value to this relationship. I don't want you guys to get caught up out there, thinking that you have to pay for the mortgage, you have to pay for the car notes. I mean, guys, car insurance alone, on average, people are paying like $300 a month for one car. And if you got 2 cars, you're probably going to be paying about $500 or $600. If you don't have decent credit, because that's how they're determining your insurance premiums nowadays. is by your credit score. A lot of these car insurance places. So not only are you having to pay 2 car payments, but you're having to pay car insurance payments. Like, do you guys understand how stressful that is? And guys, although I'm a 6-figure earner, but the thing about it is, guys, most of my money goes into expenses. Most of my money, when you don't work a regular W-2 job, you have to pay taxes. You don't get taxes back. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that, okay, either you're going to be a W-2 or you're going to be a 1099. And if you choose to be a 1099, you're going to be paying more. You're going to be, the more money you make, the more taxes you're going to have to pay. So you're going to have to be strategic with every single transaction. And you definitely need to have a business account. You should not be having a regular checking account and not having a business account if you have a business. Because that is a mistake that I see a lot of people that have businesses make. They don't have business accounts. And so when it comes time for them to do their taxes, they get screwed up, because when you have a business account, you know, your expenses are tracked in a different way. And a lot of these banking institutions, they actually automatically itemize all of your expenses for you. And if you have a business and you have a personal checking account, you actually could be paying more in taxes than you should be paying. So, you know, I don't know what kind of crazy game these guys are playing, but we're not in a time right now where we can play games, guys. We are not. You know, I have a daughter. I actually have 2 daughters, but I have one that I'm, you know, raising. I have a 15-year-old daughter. And, you know, children are expensive. So, you know, like, your 30s are not the 20s. Your 20s. Your 30s are not your 20s. Your 30s are not your 20s. Your 30s are your 30s. And your 40s are your 40s. And your 50s are your 50s, and so on and so on. Like, we got to stop playing this, you know, this BS reality game of, you know, oh, I'm 30, but I'm really 20. Like, if the women want to do that, let the women do that. But us guys, we don't have the luxury to do that, man. We really don't. And please make sure y'all hit that like button, man, because this is valuable information. This is valuable information, man. This is information to help you get your mind right, man. I mean, when you hit your 30s, like, I'm telling you guys, I'm only 35, and it feels like my 20s was 20 years ago. It feels like my 20s was 20 years ago, and I'm only 35. And I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I've been flying for 30 years, right? I've been flying since 1995, right? And when me and my wife, when we were coming back home and our flights got canceled, in my mind, right, the way that I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, if we did not have the money, we would have been fucked. We did get a credit, right? We did get credits from the airline, right? We did get credits. Oh, guys, never take Frontier Airlines. I've been flying for 30 years, and this was my first year ever taking Frontier Airlines. I booked the tickets because I'm like, yo, it's a night flight, it's a red eye, and, you know, the tickets are a good price. Never take Frontier Airlines. I promise you your flight will get canceled. I promise you your flight will get canceled. Never take Frontier Airlines. Never. Please avoid that. Frontier Airlines is so bad, you can't even get a customer service representative on the line. That's how bad they are. That's how bad they are. That's how bad they are. So, guys, you know, I've arrived at my location. So, I hope the information that I was able to give you guys was a little bit motivational, a little bit inspirational. I apologize that I'm not really able to go live as often as I used to, guys, but I wish I had more time to go live. But I'm telling you, like, yo, when you grinding and you trying to like I'm really, like, I'm living my, I can't speak for everybody else, but like I'm living my life for real. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? When you work for yourself, you don't just work 40 hours. You're working 50, 60, 70 hours a week sometimes. So between taking care of my daughter, working, you know, building a relationship with my lady, you know what I'm saying? You know, planning on having more children, right? You guys tell me when do I have the time to sit on a panel for 8+ hours a day? Tell me, when do I have the time to do that? I have to plan my children's future before they're even born. You don't hear anybody in these panels, in these spaces, these so-called spaces, talking like that. You don't. And best believe, anytime I go live, I've put in 10, 11, 12 hours that day before I even hit the live button on a computer or on a phone. I put in 10, 11, 12 hours a day. And if I ever go live early in the day, guess what? Right after that live ends, I'm gonna go put in 10, 11, 12 hours a day. I don't know where all these dudes, I don't know how all these dudes get this extra time. And again, if they have passive income, if they have assets, which that is in the phase, that's the phase of the life that I'm in. Guys, I'll be honest. I had assets in my 20s. You know, I got a house in my 20s, but in order for, you know, I got equity and all of that stuff that I could pull out. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. A lot of that I surrendered to my daughter's mom. And I surrendered that to her because I needed her to get out of my hair. So I had to take a pick. It was go on child support, or it was find a way to leverage finances to make everybody happy. So if I can give her some bread, let her have the house, give her some of the equity in the house, you know, try to work a deal out so that I'm not on child support for 18 years, well, guess what? I'm going to make the deal, and I'm going to take the loss, and I'm just not going to receive the full value of my assets. So all the stuff that I built up, all of that is tied up. I'm in my new life now, and so now I'm starting over. And this time I'm in my 30s. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but it takes a lot of work to build an empire. And, you know, I'm not going to front. I had my fun with the ladies. That was great. It was wonderful. But fellas, you're not going to find a good woman running around in these streets and you know, having one night stands. You're not. You need to find you one good woman that you can at least put 30 years into and that can raise your children while you get out here and you do what you need to do and she do what she needs to do. You know, now I get it, you know, relationship and all that is not for everybody. It's not for every guy. So what I'm saying does not apply to you. But, you know what I'm saying, the reality of it is that, like, you got more time. Once you get to a certain age, you have more time behind you than you have in front of you. You feel me? And you have to find ways to make the best use of your time. You know what I'm saying? You don't got time to be BSing out here. So make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Hit that subscribe button if it's in your heart. And I will see y'all next time. All right? Peace.